Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Angry TV with me, Angry Britain, off the Twitter, which is here or here. I will get used to it at some point. So, as you all know from watching my videos, I have sadly ditched the Pixel 6 Pro and gone back to iPhone for many reasons, but none of them really are because it's a bad phone, because it isn't. So what I thought I'd do is do a little side-by-side test of the camera abilities and video abilities, just so you can see, you know, genuinely that this is a pretty decent phone. Thought it might be useful for anyone looking at, you know, comparisons for iPhone v Android, or the best of Android anyway, and just so you can kind of see what, you know, just kind of see what's what. So what I've done is I've done some side-by-sides with these. I've taken some pictures and done some video, just so you can have a look and yeah, see what you think, really. It might be helpful if you're in the market for one, might not, might be a waste of 5 minutes of your life, but either way, that's what YouTube's all about. So anyway, let's have a look at some photos. So when we take a look at still images from the two cameras, the 12 Pro just appears to be a little bit more vibrant. The colours are a bit stronger, a bit sharper, a bit more poppy. The Pixel 6 Pro looks a little bit dark to me, but I wouldn't say there's much in the sharpness. It's just that the 12 Pro has that better light balance, I think. This image here, the sun's directly facing at the camera. In actual fact, the Pixel 6 Pro's handled this one better, capturing the image a bit better. The iPhone 12 looks a bit blown out. But when we return to a more normal picture, you can see again that the 12 Pro just has that little bit more pop to it, and the colours are just a bit richer, a bit nicer. But when we look at the magnification, the 12 Pro obviously only has a 2x optical zoom and 4x digital. So what we've done here is we've looked at the peer head, which is about 1 kilometre away, and you can see that the Pixel 6 Pro has actually handled that a lot better. In the 4x optical zoom, you can actually just about make out the peer, and it's a lot sharper. But that's the benefit of having an additional lens. So as you can see from the photos, I think personally the iPhone just edges it a little bit. They're a little bit brighter, the colours are a bit nicer, a bit less washed out, a little bit more detail. But that's not to say that the Pixel 6 takes a bad photo, because it really doesn't. It's personal preference. I mean, I've got used to having iPhones and with that sort of like sharpness and detail, but you might have had Android phones and I think actually that's really decent, and it does take a decent picture. You can't take it away from the Pixel 6 Pro. It's a really decent phone with a really good camera, but it just depends what you like. But for me personally, I think the iPhone just edges it. So anyway, now let's have a look at some video. So this is a test of the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro video. So I'm just walking along the coast here, and the ground is fairly uneven, so this is quite a good test of their stabilisation. It's literally that uneven, I'm going to fall over. But looking at the screens as I'm walking along, the Pixel 6 Pro seems to be wobbling quite a bit, and the 12 Pro seems to be handling this much better. So once this goes into edit, we'll be able to see how they cope. Lens length is just at the normal one. The Pixel 6 Pro offers 1.4 magnification, the standard, and obviously with the 12 Pro you can zoom in and out. So let's see how they look on the other side. Ugh. So now we're using the usual front-facing cameras, just to see how that goes. Same bit of really rough ground, and you've got the Pixel 6 Pro on the left, the iPhone 12 Pro on the right. So as I'm looking at them, the iPhone 12 seems to be struggling a lot more than the Pixel 6 Pro. And what I need is a third camera behind me so that you can see the difference. But looking at them as I am, it looks like the Pixel 6 Pro is coping a lot better with the stabilisation. But again, we'll see what they look like when we come to edit. I'll stop now. Here's a little pan of this. We'll use 2x zoom on both phones so that you can see the difference. times on the Pixel 6 Pro. The iPhone maxes out at 2 times. It's quite a big difference, but then the Pixel 6 Pro has an additional lens. Now strangely, when it comes to the video, the Pixel 6 actually performs a little bit better. That's a bit odd. So it's kind of, it's weird that. So it depends on what you want. If you want to take great pictures, iPhone. If it's video you're after, the Google kind of edges it a little bit, and it's almost identical to the reasons why the iPhone edges it in photos. It's a little bit more vibrant, it's a little bit brighter, a little bit more punchy, but then that's the Android way. I think the Google phones are a little bit brighter, a little bit punchier, but it's a bit weird that it's the complete reverse of the photos. The iPhone edges it in photos, the Google phone edges it in video. So I guess it depends on what is most important to you when you're buying one of these, but neither of them are bad. They're both fantastic for, let's be honest, it's a phone. It's not a £1,000 4K camera setup like I'm filming this on. They're phones. They sit in your pocket, and you whip them out and take great pictures and great video with them when you're out and about. So, you know, they're both fantastic phones. It just kind of depends on your preference, I guess. So anyway, that's just a short video and photo comparison of the iPhone 12 Pro and the Google Pixel 6 Pro. I hope it's been useful. If you're in the market for one, it might just help you decide on which one you're going to buy. I think you'd be happy with either phone, but as I've said in my other videos, I just prefer iPhone because I'm in the ecosystem and I've had them for years. But the Pixel 6 Pro is a fantastic phone, and yeah, with software updates and things, it can only really get better. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon for another video.